Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 292 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
And I'm Weston Pugh. And today we have an amazing brand new construction over in Farmers Branch that is a stunning 5-bedroom modern on one floor.
And in our second segment today, I get my turn to ask Weston 10 questions about the real estate market.
You do not want to miss that because I'm going to shock
It'll
you.
be good.
Shock and awe. Shock and awe. All right, so what we're going to do in the first little bit of the show is we're going to talk about things that we've seen both online, TikTok or Instagram, that caught our attention. And this week, the theme is invisible doors. So I like this first one that we're going to bring up because the slats are extremely important or popular, both in furniture and in wall treatments. But I like the fact that these just innately hide the seam line and make it almost like completely invisible.
Yeah, it really does. And like you said, this wall treatment's become very popular. It would be a good way to, to me, there should be a door there, obviously. So that application of it doesn't make full sense in my head, but I see it.
But so the way that I look at this in my house, if my pantry almost floats in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if I wrapped that entire area in this and then hid the doors, then it would more like an architectural piece rather than a pantry. So
I would agree.
I like these.
Yeah.
What's the next one, Jeff?
The next one is Murphy doors, and this is we saw kind of a variation on this 2 weeks ago when we were on tour. We went through a house over in University Park. The owner was a designer. She was there working in her office, and what she had done was she had put a wall in her living room and cut about 6 feet off of it. It was a big enough room that she could do that. And then she had this as a doorway into that office area.
So we actually had a client who had one of these in the master closet, and it went into a safe room. But as you can see here, they're much more just a private room. You could even do your bathroom. I love everything about these, and I like the way that they flow.
I do too.
The third and final one is going to be called the Hidden Door Store. And the Hidden Door Store has actually been, I believe, endorsed by Wired Magazine's Angie's List and a couple others. They feel a little more higher end. They also feel like they're based more for a security door if you were in a position where you needed a lot of secrecy or a very safe room. I think I would probably be calling them.
Yeah, I would too. And they do custom here, where I believe on the other two, those would not necessarily be custom.
Exactly. And these actually, I thought the mirror was a very interesting one. I also thought it was interesting that they have a flat panel, so you're able to kind of put on there what you want. So either way, these are really interesting items that I think we will see a little bit more in today's homes as they come up. So
let's jump off into Market Watch.
Oh, that Market Watch. Well, we're post-election, and it's the last 7 days in Dallas County. So let's just take a little run through. And it looks like coming soon, which is not required field in our MLS, but it's down 23%. And, I think that's pretty much standard right now. We are entering the party scene. Things have slowed down. New actives are also down 37 units. That's 8%. An option period. This is also a little bit down 12, which is 4%.
And pendings are up 14%. They had a really busy week putting stuff, moving it from option period to pending. Sold actual closed properties were down 27%. There were still 246 that closed in Dallas County last week. Mortgage rates have just become very, very stubborn. The Fed dropped the overnight rate 1/4 point last week, and we're still not seeing a big change in mortgage rates. The bond market's just not reflecting that 1/4 point drop from the Fed.
Looks like 6.7 to 6.5 might be a norm.
I think we're looking at the norm for the year.
Okay, so here's my question: are we looking at the norm for this year, or do you think there will be an adjustment in 2025?
I think we're looking
Sorry,
at
I'm making him forecast
I think we're looking at the rate for probably the next year or so.
I'd agree with that. I think that things just kind of shifted all of a sudden, and I don't know that we'll see a big
You know, the thing that causes the market to slow down so much around a presidential election cycle is just the uncertainty that it creates. A change in administration creates even more uncertainty because so I think we'll see this drag on at least into the first, second quarter of next year.
Well, let's talk about something that is a little less uncertain, which is going to be 2930 North Sunbeck Circle over in Farmers Branch.
This is a really, really cool home. I love the location of this one. It is right off of 635 and Josie. It is a very, very convenient location. I don't care where you're going to the Metroplex. You're right at the crossroads of Interstate 35 and 635.
And it doesn't get much easier, as you're saying, to get around. If you're not from Dallas, this is a wonderful area. We always say everything inside 635, but this is, I think things are beginning to change, and we're looking at a lot more stuff outside of 635, but not nearly as far north as the suburbs and whatnot. So this is great. Also, this is a lot that's about a little over half an acre, which is a very unique element. Also, if you're looking to get around, whether it's for work or for entertainment, having both DFW International Airport and Love Field Airport is huge. Jump on 635, head west, that takes you into the north entrance of DFW, or head south on 35, and you exit Oaklawn, and you're right there at the Love Field.
So I can give you a personal testament to how convenient and how easy it is to get around. Last week we went to a concert, a group of friends and I went to a concert, and we met at one of our friends' house that's probably a mile from Sunbeck Circle. And we had arranged an Uber. Uber picked us up at 5:45. They dropped us at 6:30 at AT&T, actually at Globe Life Field in Arlington.
At what time? You were in rush hour traffic?
We were in rush hour traffic, and we made Globe Life Field in under 45 minutes.
Wow. Wait, what day of the week?
Wednesday.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That is not bad.
I mean, it is, yes, you've got congestion that occurs in those big intersections, but overall, the way the highways are now, they really handle it as best they can.
Congestion in East Dallas, it's the same thing. All right, so what do locals love to do around this area? So one of the things that has really caught on is the North Haven Trail. It's only 6 miles. Most people don't realize this. It's only 6 miles to the south, and they have really come on like gangbusters with the organization that they have inside of the community.
And this was a thought 25 years ago. It was just an idea. And then, Dallas became much more happy with private organizations taking right-of-ways that the city were never going to be used for anything else. This takes a power line right-of-way and does a trail underneath it. But it runs all the way from Monroe, which is on the western side of North Dallas, all the way over to Highway 75.
And then it jumps across now.
Yeah.
So this is amazing. There's the view right there of the actual bridge that carries you over 75. One of the great things about this is that on last North Texas Giving Day, there was donations in the sum of over $45,000 made to the trail.
Wow. It's a well-run organization. From my perspective, I'm not involved in it, but just from seeing what has been accomplished, it's got to be a well-run organization.
It has to be.
Yeah.
So one of the other things that Jeff loves in this area is
Odd Muse Brewing. Now, we have our friends group that we have Beer Wednesday, and somebody will throw out a place that we're all going to go, and sometimes it's 5 of us shows up, some of it's 20 that shows up. Odd Muse has a really good indoor space, outdoor space. The beer, I'm not the best judge for that because my beer profile is so narrow. The great thing that they do allow you to do is there's a barbecue place directly across the parking lot that you can order from and bring it right back in. And they've got several pizza places locally that you can order from, and they allow you to bring the pizza in. They also have food there sometimes themselves.
And they do a really good job of hosting events, whether it's Tuesday night with that barrel night you see there. I think Wednesday night is also trivia night.
Yep.
They have Mexican
karaoke.
Karaoke, not karaoke. Anyway, lots of good things to do there. Also, with more things to do, let's talk about Toyota Music Factory.
This is a really great venue, and it's not just a venue, but it's got really great restaurants around it. I've been to concerts at that event that feel just like that. That's not fake. It is such a great venue, the way that it's laid out and the way that the aisles are, and you don't. They took a lot of I think effort and time into how they were going to create the venue, because even if you're sitting behind the music mixers out in the middle, you're elevated enough that you see right over the top of them.
So it did get its off to a stutter start because of the actual 2008 economy.
Yes.
But now that all that has passed and the backfill has happened, as Jeff was saying, the variety and types of restaurants that support this area. One of the other things too, I don't think that people take into consideration is how easy is it to get in or out. Because of the way that the structure of the highways are laid out, getting in and out is easy and makes it that much more enjoyable. There's nothing worse than going to a great concert and then sitting in a parking garage for 45 minutes trying to get out.
I would totally agree.
Drives me crazy. Yeah. All right, wrap it up. Let's head to the house.
So this is 2930 Sunbeck Circle. Great home. This is a little over 5,000 square feet. Sits on about an acre of land. Single story. 3-car garage, priced at $2.395 million.
So this one is unique because as you pull up here and walk through where you see the numbers, that is a private courtyard there in the front. And they've done a really good job of creating a lot of indoor-outdoor space here, but also giving it views from a lot of different areas. And as we walk through the house, you're going to see that. I like the fact that when you walk up, you don't automatically see the front door. But when you come in through that front door, this view of glass to the backyard for half an acre is worth going to see this. It is so well done.
It is. Gas fireplace there in the living room. I love the white oak floors that they're using. What is the granite that they've used in this? Or
this is not Taj Mahal. It's not Taj Mahal. It's more of like a black honed granite.
That's what it is. It had the honed texture I really liked.
So it's interesting because this is the flow and floor plan that we're seeing so many builders really reaching into, where we have living room, dining room, and then directly into the kitchen. It makes more sense, and it is a much more usable space. Allows for flexibility, whether you're entertaining or it's just two watching a movie on the couch. But I love the fact that they thought about their design selects, didn't try to do this miraculous colors, but stayed true and stayed classic. I feel like this is going to be a house that in 10 years, everything about it is still going to be spot on.
And they chose high quality Subzero Wolf appliances. This is the utility room / butler pantry
and caterer's kitchen, because it has a hookup for a second ice machine and a second refrigerator there. And go to the back of the building or the back of the home, and here we have this master bedroom.
So this home has 2 masters. So this is the one that is on the back of the house. I love how they designed where the windows go with that, creating that really fantastic view of the backyard.
Absolutely. And fireplace here, gas, but you can also put logs in it. It's funny because as we were running through the photos, Jeff was like, is that a rendering? No, this is the actual photo. This home actually looks like this. It's the down cabinet lighting, plus then the way that they've created the additional lighting and the natural light from the skylights that allow this to create a very, very relaxing master bedroom. Now, this is the other primary bedroom that's at the front. So again, what this means is you have a perfect multi-generational home, and it's not one of those ones where you're like, yeah, it kind of is. No, here's the closet and bathroom to support it. This is a true multi-generational with everyone on the first floor.
And it's done, the quality just really kind of flows through. This goes back into the game room that's toward the back of the house. That window looks out toward the pool. You're looking a little different angle. Oh, there it is, right there.
Yeah.
But it makes a good sized TV room, media room. You could put blackout shades on that and have a fantastic media room there.
So this is one of the things that caught my attention right away. This black matte brick that is in the grid pattern from ceiling to hearth is one of my favorites. And this is what you loved.
Well, this was interesting to me. They've created an outdoor island. And we just don't see that. And it's such a great idea.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's got bar seating there that's available if you want. But, you know, if you're just entertaining and you need that island space out there, it's just, I mean, completely valuable.
Hot tub that feeds into the pool as well. This is the top view as you can look down. Great area, lots of space. If you've got little ones, whether 2 or 4-legged, this is a great place to let them roam.
So this is 2930 North Sunbeck Circle. It's a 5-bedroom, 5 full, 1 half bath. It has a 3-car garage. It's built in 2024, a little over 5,000 square feet, priced at $2.395 million, and that is $475 a square foot.
It's amazing. So this is actually, we want to say thank you so much to Ryan Streiff for allowing to feature the home. Well, guess what? In the link, click on it. It'll take you to the house, roll around on that map. But there's a lot of pictures that we can't use because we only have about 5 minutes to do this. Look at the rest of them. Let us know if you would like to see it. It is amazing and we'd be happy to show it to you.
And with that, we'll be right back.
Did you know there are a lot of ways you can keep up with us? For starters, every Wednesday at noon, we host Sold with Updike Pugh, live from our Facebook and YouTube channels. Our show is dedicated to featuring some of the best homes in the Dallas market and about sharing timely information about market trends. But don't worry if you missed the show, because you can always listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.
Still want more? Follow us on Instagram, where you get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a realtor. It's not always previewing homes for clients or getting them ready to go live in MLS. Lastly, visit our website and you'll be able to create a custom home search tailored specifically to your wants and needs that's timely and accurate. Whether it's square foot, location, or the neighborhood, we have you covered.
If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, we can help with that too. Just visit homeprice.fyi, enter a few pieces of information like your home address, and we'll email you a price. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the second segment, episode 292 of Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh.
And today, I get to ask 10 real estate questions from Weston.
We need to updo our picture. We need to redo our pictures. Oh my gosh.
Why? You don't?
I don't look like that anymore.
You don't think you do? Okay.
Woo! Those are old.
Maybe I need to look a little closer at mine.
All right. Yes, well, you're going to ask me 10 questions about real estate, not about my personal life. Do it.
Oh my gosh, man, questions just changed.
I said real estate, not personal life.
Okay, first, with so many shifts in the market recently, how would you say Dallas investors are having to adjust their strategies?
So I think that in Dallas, we're playing with two different things. So let's identify what we would say those market changes are. And I think we're talking about what is going to happen with short-term rentals.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's unclear right now where that's going to land. And then I think the other thing too is rates right now. Mm-hmm. I think that we were all expecting rates to really take a dip, and then they did not. And so that's, again, one of those things that pulls everybody back, because time money is one of the biggest things that investors use to decide if they're going to purchase or not.
Climate change is a huge topic of conversation these days. Have you seen any interest in sustainable or eco-friendly homes in the Dallas area?
Yes, because we are hot for so long. I feel like that the insulation and AC units are one of the very first things people want to know information about. Secondly, because of the storms that we get and because of insurability, I think that roofs have really got to be looked at even with a finer tooth comb.
We've seen a lot more metal roofs on things too.
I 100% support that. And the other thing too is if you have a generator, I think that things like this all make an impact. And I would say that the generator is probably one of the greatest things that can really nudge two equal homes and make it selection.
Thinking back over your years as a realtor, what is a common mistake sellers make when pricing their home?
Not listening to data but listening to everyone who's not involved in real estate. I feel like it is the biggest misconception. Oh, I was talking to a flight attendant and she said I should do this. Or did you know that the principal down the street sold the house for that? You're not even comparable.
Right.
And it's not down the street, it's 5 miles away and it sold 3 years ago. Not the same market.
Not at all.
Is that harsh?
No.
Okay.
Is there any specific advice or things to look for or even look out for that you'd like to give first-time home buyers?
So if we get into another market where it's going to be really competitive, and I think that that could happen because I feel like pent-up buyers are there right now, and I think the rates not dropping is going to exacerbate that pent-up pressure. And I think moving forward, you are going to have to know your neighborhoods that you're interested in, and by knowing that means previewing everything you can. And number two, you have got to get pre-approved and iron everything out because you will be competing against cash buyers.
Thinking about the current market, based on what you know about it, how important is it for buyers to be flexible in their wish list?
Okay, so break it into first-time home buyers, very flexible. I think first-time home buyers, if your list is 10 long and you get 7, that is a huge win. If you get 5, that's the average. I think that if you're moving into a more luxury profile of homes, then you get what you want. And that's just how that's going to be.
It's really interesting to me that, you know, our, like, if I look back on the market, say like 20 years ago, people were looking for a fixer-upper. You know, they knew that there was a value in their head that, I mean, that was a value to them to find a fixer-upper that they could kind of fix up and make up the way that they wanted over time. But I think that's really shifted. And, you know, one of your favorite sayings is
I love to say that Dallas buyers are more concerned about happy hour than Home Depot. And I think that that does ring true. I think, just kind of off topic though, that if the house is not fixed up to, and Dallas is speaking about styles, if it's not fixed up to Dallas standards and it looks like Home Depot sale, it does not get top dollar when resale happens.
What would you tell a buyer is the key to standing out with their offer in a competitive bidding situation?
That offer, so using the right agent is key, because an agent with a bad reputation can actually hurt your offer indirectly, even if it's top, because they know that it'll be a more difficult transaction to work through. I think having a lender that is known in the marketplace, and I mean a lender that is also not always in big box. I think big box lenders got such a bad reputation in 2008 through 2010 that it pretty much just wiped out people who are in the market for being like okay with that lender coming in. Those are the two biggest things I think you have to have on your side.
Have you seen any shift in home demand following the remote work trend, or any change in the types of homes that people are looking for now?
So it used to be an office, home office would be a nice thing to have. And I think today a home office is almost the equivalent of a kitchen because people spend so much time in there and it is required now. I think what we're even seeing now is buyers looking for 2 offices someplace else. Because a dining room table is not an office. I don't care if it's only 2 days a week, it doesn't count.
And I think that worker sentiment has shifted from, people are, because we've gone through the pandemic and we were forced to work from home, people realized how much time they were spending just getting to and from their office. And if you've got to work an 8-hour work day and then you got an hour on each side to get there and an hour to get home, you're spending almost half your day just devoted to whatever that work is.
Absolutely. And I think that because of that lack of in-office communication skills that we have lost, I don't know forever, but currently we've lost them, and everything is turned into Zoom. Because of that Zoom, the office has to be quiet and it has to be able to be shut off. You can't always have, things happening and them being on camera.
Do you think we'll see any design trends or architectural design changes in 2024?
I think it would be great to see change, but I think Dallas is slow to change at times, and I don't know that I'm seeing anything different. I think that color palette has gone into neutrals and warms. I feel like you're seeing a lot more of this Taj Mahal quartz in high-end properties. I feel like there could be a lean, and we talked about in the first segment, the hidden doors for pantries, offices, and safe rooms. I think that could become an element. There's architectural element as well, but I think it might become a necessity, is having outdoor space that can be used year-round that is not air-conditioned, and it needs to be able to have a fireplace, screens for mosquitoes, ceiling fans, and lights.
And you know, a lot of houses, like even the one we talked about today, have those the heaters that are built into the ceilings that help you. You know, they at least influence the temperature out there.
Yeah, we're not making it like where it's warm and toasty, but we're trying to take it from 45 degrees up to like 65 degrees in a small area. But yeah, those are my things.
With the rapid growth of new AI technologies, what role do you see technology playing in the Dallas real estate experience going forward?
So we talked about, I think, like from a technology standpoint, and it's weird, is it kind of technology? Yes, maybe no. Generator. I think that, because if I look at it and say, I can control my generator from my phone or my iPad, I think that, and you couple that with the change in weather patterns and the intensity of these patterns, that is a huge one. I would like to think that some of the other automations that you can have in a house could add value, but I get skeptical and not quite want to invest in it because I feel like it changes so fast. I feel like every 6 weeks, every 2 months, a new product comes in,
Yeah.
And it makes me so nervous to say, I'm going to spend $4,000 in speakers and then turn around, and those speakers then can be even smaller, can be better hidden in the wall, can come with me. I just kind of get nervous about that.
We were looking at some online the other day that I think were Sonos speakers that are built into the wall.
I love them, but I'm not spending, what is it, $1,200 a speaker?
Yeah, they were expensive.
One of the things that I think is going to be interesting is blockchain technology that came from crypto, because I think this could be a huge value add and creating transparency and also speeding up the process of closing a transaction. Now, my question is the title company get on board, because will this cut onto their profits with title policy? Because it could be so quick for us to know exactly who does and doesn't own something.
Yeah. Last question. What's one piece of advice you'd give buyers and sellers alike as we approach the new year?
Oh, look, I have a phone call.
Somebody's calling you right now.
I tell you, I think that it is hiring the right agent. You need to find out if the agent is knowledgeable in real estate, and then pull it down. Are they knowledgeable in the area that you're interested in? The other thing too is find out how they work, because the way that they communicate is not always the way that you want to receive information. I think that you and I are lucky in the fact that there's two of us, and the fact that we always have one text message with all parties involved or one email with all parties involved. And so whether I'm showing you the house or you're talking to the listing agent, all of us are on the same page. And I think that works. And I think that format, in the way that people expect information to be received and distributed, works so much better. So I think that for me is, you have to trust your gut on that agent.
And most teams don't operate the same way we do, which is, I really think it's been one of our core advantages, is just we do communicate with each other, and we know, like you said, everybody gets the text message.
The other thing too, I think that is different, is that on some of the teams, and this would be a really interesting question, is to ask, when the people that you're interviewing for a listing, are these the people that are actually going to be working with you, or have you been handed off to another person on the team? I think that would be a really important question to know. And I think that we talk about having our text and our email set up, but you and I don't automatically like always have to respond. If I answer the question, you don't chime in, and if you answer it, I don't chime in, just because then they get really long and lengthy, and there's no reason to do all that. So I think we've kind of figured out that balance that actually gets 90% of our clients super happy. The other 10, they let us know what they need because we'll ask and we'll make adjustments.
True. Well, I hope you found this helpful and interesting. If there are 10 questions you'd like for us to answer about real estate, just put them in the comments below. We'll be happy to do it.
And just remember, as always, we want to be realtors for life.
When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.